into the online broadcast network, AFTERBUZZ TV. Over 20 million weekly downloads in over 150 countries, and your number one source for after-show entertainment. AFTERBUZZ TV, the destination for TV superfans, producing aftershows for over 300 of your favorite TV shows, interviewing celebrities and showrunners, and bringing you behind-the-scenes exclusives. All thanks to E! Entertainment's Maria Menounos, producer Kevin Undergaro, and internet leader Akamai. Now, let the buzz begin!
Hello, SVU fans. Welcome to the SVU AFTERBUZZ After Show. I'm your host, Yael Tygiel. If you have not already, go to youtube.com/AFTERBUZZ TV. Hit subscribe. Go to iTunes. Hit subscribe. Go to SoundCloud. Hit subscribe. We are talking about patrimonial burden. As I said, I'm your host, Yael Tygiel. Tweet along with us using the hashtag ABTVSVU, all those letters. I'm joined by my lovely panel. We have a full panel today. Lauren Salaun is here.
Yeah. Hey guys, you can find me on Twitter at Lauren Salaun.
Excellent. And Isabelle is here.
Hello. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram. Just search Isabelle. How about that?
All right. Just search. Let's start with a general. What'd you think of the episode?
I love everything about the Duggars, and I was obsessed with the scandal. So this was a little gem for me.
Yeah, I loved it. And especially seeing everyone's tweets about like, oh my gosh, have you guys watched it? It's so intense. You're going to love it. It just made it even better. It was super intense, and I think we had a lot of twists in it too, but they didn't feel too cheesy. And I didn't predict all of them either.
Yeah.
A few of them caught me off guard, which I like.
Yeah.
I felt like in the scene of the courtroom at the end, like everything was going on. Like, everything was going on. With every sentence, something changed. Like, do you have a warrant? And da-da-da. So this kept me on my toes.
Yeah, I really liked, so I watched it last night because I can't, SVU is a show that I cannot wait. So, like, I was watching it at 2 a.m. And then I loved seeing your reactions to the end, to, like, all the reveals in the end. You guys were both like, what? Oh, my God. What are they doing? What's happening?
Didn't expect that.
Yeah. So that, for me, was the best part. I mean, I love this episode. And that was, the best part was watching you guys also.
It was a good comeback because I wasn't very pleased with the last episode.
Yeah, so. It was heavy, the last episode, but I don't think we got that resolution that we wanted from the case.
No, it's just an awkward ending. So this is kind of like, okay, you made up for the season a little bit.
Yeah, this felt like a very, like a good old-fashioned SVU episode.
Yeah.
We haven't had an episode like this in a long time.
Very true.
And it was missing Barba, and it was still good.
I know, and the thing is, when Liv's like, all right, time to call Barba, I was like, Barba.
And then we don't even see. We hear his name twice.
Yeah, it was kind of an afterthought because they're like, oh, he's on the episode, guys. We gotta slip in his name.
Yeah. We're paying him. We might as well say the name. All right, let's talk about the plot. So we have 13-year-old Lane who is at her. It's not a purity ball. It's a virtue ball.
Right.
Which is a real deal.
Yeah. And she's pledging her abstinence to her father.
Who promises
like
to protect it
to your dad, basically.
Yep.
But not.
The cake toppers creep me out.
So creepy.
The cake toppers are a grown man and a little girl, and the height of the cake, like the girl, is really awkward on it because they're facing each other.
Right.
Hey.
It's weird.
And then when they were dancing in the wedding, the pseudo ball thing, and she's like, oh, I feel, Daddy, stop.
Yeah.
I felt like, oh my gosh, they're making it look like he is.
Yeah. Somebody's vibrating.
It's not me.
It's not me.
I apologize. I thought I turned it off. I was like, no, I'm not vibrating. I apologize. That was me. Continue.
Where was it?
But yeah, that part was weird when they're doing that dance.
No.
That's where I went immediately, like, oh, for sure it's the dad.
Yeah.
But then they did make it a little too obvious, like they want you to think it's the dad. So I was like, oh no, it's probably not.
Right.
Yeah, I agree. I also was like, oh, it's the dad. It's gonna be the and then when we got the whole twist that they thought it was the brother, I was like, but that's the Duggar story. That's too obvious.
I was actually surprised that they mentioned the Duggars.
Yeah.
It's
so
what
was
they
I.
do. It's what they do to remind you that this is not that story. Right? They did the
Right.
same thing with Chris Brown Rihanna story where they said that, I love his name. It was, what was his name? Kobe. It was not Kobe. Chris. Nope, it wasn't Chris. It was a C name. Bryant. Whatever. His last name was Bryant. Anyway, they like specifically made a name similar to whatevs. I'm sorry, guys. I can't remember all the names all the time.
I know, and you're the one who does.
Yeah, I know. In like 2 hours,
get it
in
together.
an hour, I'm gonna get it.
Get it together.
Caleb Bryant.
Okay.
Whew, that was really
impressed.
difficult.
Yeah.
So they said like, oh, Caleb and Sasha should go out with, Chris Brown and Rihanna. Like they like to point it out so that they clarify that it's not the same.
Right, but also reminding you that this is exactly what we're basing this off of.
Guys, this is the story we're taking.
Yeah.
This is awful, but I'm really excited for the Cosby episode whenever that happens.
Oh, God.
Have
you heard anything about
No, I'm sure they're waiting to see what happens.
Right.
True.
Before they do it. That's my theory. So anyway, Lane goes to the hospital. She's 3 months pregnant, and now we have to discover who it is, and we're all the signs are pointing towards
the camera. Oh, the brother first.
The brother, but we also see that it might be the camera guy because that's the name she names.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Well, and when he ran onto the scene when she faints and stuff, and you see that well-known actor coming in, I was like, oh, for sure he's involved in some creepy way.
It was Chris Elliott.
Yes.
Who many people may recognize from How I Met Your Mother or from Scary Movie 2 with the little hand. Yeah. He's also Abby Elliott's father, and Abby Elliott was on SNL for a season. Fun facts, guys. So he plays Pete, the camera guy, and he always plays a creeper.
Yeah.
I feel real bad for him. I mean, not really because he works. He's like a working actor, but like...
You mean the typecast, that character that he's always playing?
Yeah.
If he didn't like it, he wouldn't be playing.
I think I've told you that the rapist the guy who played a rapist on an episode with the news anchor woman who's on Walking Dead.
Yeah, the guy from
and represented
Homeland.
himself. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't watch Homeland. But anyway, he
Homeland,
lives in my building.
No way.
Yes. And so I see him sometimes and I'm like,
You should talk to him.
He's a real person. I'm sure he doesn't do this in real life. So let it go, Lauren.
He also fell in love with her stalker.
Yeah,
and then
that was a really
that was a great episode.
Intense.
Oh my god!
Yeah. Oh,
sorry. Our engineers have put up. I don't know if you guys are seeing it as well.
I hope they do see it.
Yeah, of Chris
strong
Elliott.
hand.
That scared the crap out of me.
that's such a good. Gosh, I remember that movie.
Yeah.
And that was he did
He's
such
great.
a good job in that role.
We're
and it
gonna
was
have
so
to.
funny.
We're gonna have to clean up below my seat because that scared the crap out of me. Okay. Whew. I need to calm down. All right. So. Anyway, so of course it wasn't the cameraman, but he was.
But he's probably going to be charged with
child porn. Yeah.
Unlawful surveillance. Because well, look at all my footage, and they're like undressing and stuff. But at the same time, I get with shows like that, I think there are rules that you're like you can't have it in the bathrooms or certain areas so that there are safe areas.
Well. There's I've never watched 19 Kids and Counting, so I don't know what their rules are.
They don't have it in the bathrooms.
Yeah, especially because it's a show about a conservative, pure family, puritanical, I would even say, where the girls are always dressed very modestly.
I love 19 Kids and Counting. I watched it when it was 17. Was it 17?
Yeah, it started at 17.
17 Kids and Counting.
Yep.
But I actually just only recently watched it last year.
Oh, Rollins.
I love that they made the girl from Georgia the one who's addicted to that show. Of course, they made her.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of similarities, obviously, and I loved pointing out. Love seeing the tour bus that they go on. They had an episode where they went to New York and they showed
them a bus.
They have a whole tour bus for them.
That's
where it fits the entire
a
family.
Tour bus that can fit 20 people.
Yeah.
That's insane.
And we will discuss the similarities and differences with the Duggar case in this in a bit. Let's get through the plot. So we find out it's not Pete, the camera guy. We then are looking at the brother. The brother disappears to Ecuador. We have Finn and Carisi go up to the fake town of Allenville. It is a fictional town, guys.
It sounds like a fake town.
Allenville?
Allenville.
All right.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It sounds like it could be somewhere
some
in
hick town.
Yeah.
But it's a close-knit religious town, and everyone's involved in everyone's business. And we meet the judge, who is also the dad, and the cops, and no one wants to, like, everyone's protecting everybody.
Right. It's all very intertwined, and they all look out for their own there and their little community bubble.
But as Finn and Creasy are leaving, they get pulled over. And I was like, oh, this is going to be really obnoxious.
Yeah.
But no, the guy gives him Graham, the brother's juvie record.
I loved that. I was like, yeah, buddy. Way to break away from the crazy little town and do the right thing.
It was right after they even said, when they were on the phone with, was it Olivia? And she's all like, watch your back.
Yeah.
So you're thinking, something's about to go down. But it was something good.
I love that I like that they did that. That was a twist I didn't see coming. Them getting pulled over, I was like, yep, I expect this.
Oh, yeah.
But that's actually, that kind of ties in with the real case, too.
Right. And we will talk about that similarity. I'm very excited. So we're on the warpath thinking it's the brother. He's in Ecuador. We have to figure out who's the daddy. And we get Genius Rollins, who is like, wait a second, I can do math and I watch this show. It's Summer had a baby. And the baby's name is Tate. So they decide to do the DNA test. I love Uncle Carisi, and I love that Uncle Carisi doesn't clean his jacket after baby's drool on it. Disgusting.
Yeah, like, you didn't get it dry cleaned. He's like, I wore it twice. What the heck?
Ew,
I don't know if I'd get
so
it.
Gross.
You know, in that moment, this is a weird comment to make, but he kind of reminds me of Chandler and Joey, put together.
Chandler and Joey put together.
I just binge watched the entire series of Friends. I finished it last night, and then I was like, now what do I do with my life? So this is very fresh for me, and I can see that a little bit.
He has a Chandler look a little bit, but they make these comments are very aloof, and
yeah, I can see a little mashup.
Yeah,
interesting. I don't see the Chandler Joey thing, but I do think they're giving him so much more to work with, and he's becoming a much more interesting character.
Agreed.
Which I don't like because I didn't want to like him, and now I do.
Haha! Next up, you're gonna start liking Baby Noah. Not.
Nope. So anyway, we do some DNA tests, and we discover that Graham is not the father. Then we figure out that it's the pastor. And we get to the crazy scene at the end where he's marrying Lane.
Oh my God. That was a big shocker.
That was so out of place, but I can see it happen.
Yeah, you can see it happening for sure, but it was just so bizarre, and we're like, no.
Well, so I thought that at this point they had come clean to the parents. And
that's
that
what
I thought they were marrying her to him so that she couldn't testify. Right? So, like, I thought they were doing it so that they would protect him.
I thought it was awkward because, so if that were to, because it wasn't true.
Right.
So, I don't understand why the parents even agreed to letting him marry their 13-year-old daughter in the first place.
So that the baby would be within wedlock.
Yeah, which is
But why him of all people?
Because he's the closest family member, or closest person who is not a family member, who would be like a father to her and protect her. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's gross.
It's really disconnected. I can see and I understand why, but it's in a way such a disconnected logic in the midst of this chaotic and stressful situation. Like, okay, this is the next best step.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It seemed, and my thing with the parents throughout the whole kind of episode is when they found out that she was pregnant, they didn't seem that shocked to me, which, knowing what was happening with the sister, maybe that's partly why.
Yeah, I agree. I think they weren't as shocked because of
prior experience.
Yeah, because of prior experience and because of they thought that it was the
Graham.
kid, Graham. They thought it was their son, that's weird.
Right.
I think it's really sad that they assumed it was their son and not try to go for a they went for the worst, which is it's their own son, rather than going to somebody who could possibly not related to them.
Right.
Well, and not wanting to have that discussion with him directly, we learned that he confessed to the pastor, and they're like, well, take your word for it. Wouldn't you as the parents want to have a conversation with your
I mean, I would assume you'd want to have the conversation with your kid, but I also would think that if there's a problem with your kid, like, and there's going to be legal trouble, they were like, great, you're going to lie to us. We're just going to put you, like, we're going to send you away for everyone's safety.
Denial or separation might be easier sometimes.
Right.
Well, the thing is, I would have loved to hear what Graham would have said about the whole situation, because I would have wanted to see, would he have defended himself?
Yeah.
Did he have an inkling of what was going on?
Right.
And he was barely in there except for the whole pizza.
The piano teacher.
The piano
thing,
teacher.
That was it.
Ugh, yeah. So, okay, before we jump into the similarities and differences with the Duggars case, let's discuss Dodds.
Okay.
Because we're being forced to have Dodds on the team. Do you guys like him?
I do. I do, actually, because I don't totally know where it's going to go just yet, or how to read the situation completely, but I still feel like he's, he's learning the ropes still, and he's trying to, do his best and kind of like please everybody while also like, proving himself, like all this stuff. And yet we do get these moments where he has one-on-one time with Liv, and we've seen this before where they kind of have like a heart-to-heart and they like chill out from the situation that happened in front of everybody, and they kind of, level set again. And I like that, because we saw that again today, or in last night's episode, and my hope is that he ends up viewing Liv more as like a mentor, and I feel like I'm seeing that relationship kind of start and move in that direction. So I hope it keeps going in that direction, and I think it will. I don't think he's gonna like become a challenging character.
I see that mentorship too, that maybe it's a way to mislead us, because as of last episode, I did like him. I was like, oh, okay, actually I do kind of like him. He seems really eager, and he said something to the effect of what goes on in SVU stays in SVU. But then at the end of this episode, he said something I thought was a little suspicious. What did he say?
Oh, I thought we'd be taking rapists off the streets, not churches. And he looked like he was going to cry.
Oh, that's what...
Or the girl thing. Or my
boss thing.
The boss
that was
comment.
So funny.
My dad told me never to leave my desk before my
boss leaves his.
Or
hers.
And he was like, ... That
was kind of a weird... I mean, I get it's a work ethic thing, and maybe it's a professionalism thing, but what if he's there for a different reason?
Well, I think the idea that I think we were supposed to think he was there to be a spy for his dad, and he says, like, I'm not a spy for my dad last episode. I personally just want to see him get emotionally invested in a case, right?
Yeah.
Like everyone else, something tugs at their heartstrings and something affects them. And I really want to see him become part of SVU team, because right now we've had a lot of cops come and go, and like they're there for an episode or two as the like, I can't deal with SVU, I can't deal with these live victims who are like, I can't deal with rape victims, that's too serious, I'm used to dealing with dirtbags and murderers. And so they feel something, which is why they have to leave, or they feel something enough that they decide to stay, like Stabler and Benson did.
He doesn't have enough of a backstory just yet for us to even get to the point of where he emotionally stands on cases. We don't know anything about his family, really. I suspect that he has a younger brother or a sibling that's kind of the F-up.
But we already have that with Rollins.
They repeat things. I mean, Olivia was pregnant, and then Olivia wasn't pregnant, but she's a mom.
Yeah.
She's a mom, and now
Rollins
gets me a mom.
I just want to see him, because right now he feels like a paper pusher. You know what I mean? Like he feels
like
like
rules guy.
Yeah, like it says here in this rule book that you have to do it like this. I want to see him chase a bad guy. I want to see him
get dirty,
like feel with a victim. You know, like hear the story and feel it.
Right.
But I guess we haven't had those types of stories.
Right.
Yeah. I want to see also some sort of, like we said, what happens in SVU stays in SVU. I want to see something happen where they kind of, we had this happen with the Rollins situation with her sister coming to town. Lots of like secrets going on in between everybody without telling boss
blue
and
line.
everything. Yeah. And so I want to see something not necessarily at that level happen, but some sort of drama where they have to kind of like band together.
Yeah.
You know, in that sense. And I want to see him choose his SVU team.
I want to see him get shot.
Ooh,
what?
You are just on a roll with this. Let's hurt everybody.
Joseph in the chat says that next week's case gets to Dodds in a very painful way.
Oh, good.
So maybe we'll see a little bit more.
I write down. Somebody make a note that I have a prediction.
I got it.
Okay, Yael has a prediction
based on
for that later.
What Joseph said.
Okay.
Because I just got a thought. Okay.
Okay.
Thanks, guys. So let's switch gears and talk about Rollins. This is the second time in 2 weeks that she's been hospitalized for baby issues.
Yeah.
I personally thought when she woke up that Murphy would be there. There's a note. Thank you to our lovely engineer for also noting that I have a prediction. So anyway, I thought Murphy would be there when she woke up.
There's no way you would be there that quickly.
Wait, he
from
keeps
Serbia.
Is he in Serbia?
Right?
I thought so. I don't remember.
They mentioned that.
Yeah, I just don't remember where he is. It could be Serbia. I thought he was in like the Arctic Circle.
Serbia.
I don't know.
Who knows? Somewhere very mysterious.
Australia.
Somewhere he's looking rough. He's looking really rough.
Yeah, real good.
With some sort of accent.
Real good. Oh, I love him. Anyway.
That would have been really
fun.
That would have been really fun, but I think that would have been way too convenient.
Yeah.
I like that it was Carisi there, like being like brotherly and bonding with her, and kind of like, you know, like I'm your pal and I'll help you out. Like obviously I'm not gonna like
baby.
Yeah, I'm not gonna like move in and be your roommate and co-daddy sort of thing.
Gross.
But you know, I like seeing that depth to Carisi. We saw a lot more of him.
I totally thought the baby was gonna come, and I'd be like, great, Rollins gonna go on maternity leave, and then she'll come back and we'll be fine.
Yeah, but it almost looks like Amanda's kind of backtracking a little bit from her pregnancy issue, and I wonder if she's getting the aches. I wonder if a baby really would be involved in the show. As in, what if maybe this is stepping into predictions?
Oh, that she gives it up.
She's gonna lose it.
Either it gives it up, or
She
there's
can't
a
lose
miscarriage.
it. She's actually pregnant.
I was thinking miscarriage.
Obviously, but you at this point, like they can write the baby out of the show.
I see.
You know, because then there'll be another baby on the show, and really, I bet you production has already seen Baby Noah. He's so in and out.
Too many babies.
Yeah.
Thanks. I feel the same way. All right. Anything else about Rollins?
I just feel like she looked less pregnant today than we've seen her in previous episodes, and we know they're kind of, you know, they must have shot out of order. So some of the stuff we've seen before, you know, she's like ready 100%. To pop, and then sometimes she's like, oh, maybe a month earlier in her pregnancy. And we know, you know, we talked about this a few weeks ago, but she did in fact give birth like within the last month. So
now we have to figure out where production was when she gave birth.
Right. Oh, I don't know.
Well, they probably already finished through the holidays.
Yeah, they like just cranked out all the Rollins episodes probably before that baby decided to come out.
Gross. Yeah, I don't care for her baby drama. Like, great, you're pregnant.
I don't think the baby's gonna come.
I like that because she's on desk duty, she's being useful. It's like there was a good half season where for whatever reason she was the go-to tech online internet person, which before that Munched kept doing it.
Right.
That like they're like, oh, I found this when I was researching. Like, get out into the field. But I feel like we're back to that now that she's on desk duty because she's super pregnant.
And she's going to be on bed rest even.
Right.
So that's even, I don't know if she can do anything.
You know what?
Bring her laptop at home.
There's a good, it's probably she's on bed rest now because
she's
she
going
was
to have a baby next week.
Yeah.
In real life.
So they kicked her out. All right. Before we move on to the Duggars, because I know we really want to talk about that, I want to thank our fans for tuning in. We clearly love this show so much. I don't know if you guys saw me tweet last week. I was really sad that there was no episode. It like hurt.
I know. I know, because you weren't here the week before that too. So that was like a long stretch of time for you.
It's really, really difficult for me not to talk about SVU.
It has been a while.
Yeah, and people I talk to in my real life don't understand where I go, this is like that time that guy raped that girl. They get upset when I do that. This is like that time when the guy raped the 12-year-old and then beat up her brother and then mutilated. Anyway.
I was periscoping yesterday talking about Law & Order and AFTERBUZZ and everything, and I was like, oh my gosh, because who doesn't love SVU? And somebody was like, I actually don't like SVU. I don't like Olivia. And I was like, What?
How do you not like Olivia?
I know. I freaked, but I was like, okay, we can still be friends.
No.
But
Somebody actually
I disagree.
wrote that, huh?
Yeah.
I think they were just trying to get a rile out of you.
I know. See the
'Cause
reaction.
that's not a
live
thing.
streaming.
That's not possible.
Anyway, thank you guys for tuning in. What we ask you to do is something very simple. Go to iTunes, hit subscribe, that way you don't miss a single episode. And we are going to try to catch up on episodes that we have missed from last season, because we did skip a few. But we ask you to do another very simple thing. Leave us a comment, write us a review. If you like us, and I hope you do, that's a 5-star rating. If you don't like us, that's a 4-star rating. And the other stars, those buttons don't work. So don't even bother. Don't bother. I'm telling you. I tried it for you. It doesn't work. And if you write a review, that's like with the words, not just hit the 5-star, write words like, I love Mariska, whoever said that is crazy.
Yeah.
Or Yael, stop leaving town. Or Isabelle, stop leaving town.
Lauren,
good job.
Yeah, good job for being here.
Yeah, you know how to keep attendance. If you write something like that, we'll read it live right here on the air. Unfortunately, people haven't done that.
I know, guys.
They've been hitting the stars, but they're not writing the words.
Yeah.
Actually, if you write something that's not even in English, I will try to read it out loud.
Oh,
So
even
just hit the keyboard
better.
and I'll try to read it.
Google Translate. People are going to just...
It's going to be great.
They're going to live up to that challenge.
Yep,
I
I will
hope
say
so.
all sorts of weird things on air for you. All right, let's talk about the Duggars. So you're a big fan of this family.
Yeah.
Were you a fan of the show before the scandal?
Yes. I watched the show before, and I love Sister Wives too.
Interesting.
So I love these I guess they're just so fascinating, and they're very thrifty. And I love seeing how they live their life with such a big family.
Yeah.
So when that scandal hit, I was just obsessing over every little detail, figuring out like what went wrong and why did they cover for him. And
Well, okay, so in our story, we have the older brother Graham, who is sent away to an evangelical reform camp for touching his sisters inappropriately. And Josh Duggar touched his sisters over their clothes, and no intercourse was involved. So that's a similarity. But he wasn't sent away.
he was sent away.
He spent 3 months
somewhere
away.
now?
So in SVU they said Camp Righteous Path, but Josh Duggar in real life, I guess the parents took upon themselves to send him away to a family friend who was a former cop.
Yeah, I have it. His name is Joseph Hutchins. He's currently serving time
For like child...
for possession of sexually explicit material involving a child.
Yep.
And he gave Josh Duggar a very stern talk after he spent 3 months away.
Yeah. So it's really nothing that they really did to... I mean, they are a repressed family.
I mean, yeah.
Wow.
And they're trying to keep up with their image, obviously.
Yeah, but repressed family doesn't... I'm going to defend people who are like this. That doesn't always lead to...
True.
Doesn't usually lead to molesting your siblings.
You're right.
It usually leads to, probably using prostitutes and watching porn, right? Like normal things that people do when they're repressed.
Yeah.
Not molesting siblings.
I think it just leads things that are out of the norm. How about that?
Watching porn is out of the norm.
Well, not what.
No, but like when I think with this, and not in all situations,
Right,
obviously,
yes.
but like being that extreme with what they're allowed to do.
Mm-hmm.
And,
I mean, because they're homeschooled.
yeah,
Yeah.
like they literally are only around their family,
Right.
basically
Around each
all the
other.
time.
Yeah.
Like that's not really a
And actually, even one of the
Healthy
Duggar kids even
environment.
said something like, I'm getting them mixed up with them and the Sister Wives. So I can't remember if it was Sister Wives or the Duggars, but one of the kids, so we'll pretend it's for the Duggars right now.
Sure.
But one of the kids said, he's said with such frank that I think it's just ridiculous having this many kids.
Yeah.
Because actually with the Duggars, it's all the older kids taking care
Of the younger kids.
of the younger kids.
Yeah. So I have, I'm going to read the Wikipedia story of what happened. I say, I'm announcing that it's Wikipedia so that facts that I get wrong, it's Wikipedia, guys. But on May 21st, 2015, a police report from 2006 was revealed to the public stating that sexual molestation allegations against the Duggars' eldest child, Josh. The report states that in 2002 to 2003, Josh, then 14 to 15, fondled 5 girls, including 4 of his sisters. So that's 4 sisters and someone else. by touching their breasts and genital region on multiple occasions while they were asleep, and in a few cases while they were awake. These events occurred prior to the beginning of the series. The case was never fully investigated, and the statute of limitations has expired. Statutes of limitations.
I know, right?
Mm-hmm. We deal with that all the time on the show. On May 22nd, 2015, TLC removed all reruns from the show and canceled it. With a statement that says, "We are deeply saddened and troubled by this heartbreaking situation. Our thoughts and prayers are with the families and victims at this time." In the wake of the controversy, more than 20 advertisers announced that they'd pull their ads from the show. Blah, blah, blah. That's all about the monies. Josh, along with his wife and parents, responded. He apologized, saying that he acted inexcusably, resigned from his position. This is my favorite part, was that he was part of the Family Research Council. They were like very conservative, pro-life, anti-LGBT rights, which is... to me, amusing. Incredibly amusing.
Well, what's even more amusing is when that scandal started to settle down a bit, then another scandal hit with Josh Duggar when he was caught on the Ashley Madison.
Yep. That also, great. Of course he is. But so, they, the show got canceled, but there's spin-offs that are still maybe in the works. For Jill Duggar, which is one of the sisters that he assaulted, and Jessa, which is another one. And there's the special that happened on TLC about child abuse and molestation. Okay. And the two sisters, I remember, I think it was on the show that I brought up, the two sisters were featured for like a minute. And the rest of it was about other things that didn't even touch on the topic.
Interesting.
Yeah. Ridiculous.
Wow. Speaking of the Duggars and Ashley Madison, so the CMAs were last night, and Brad Paisley and Carrie Underwood hosted, and they made a Josh Duggar joke.
I'm ready for it.
Oh, no way.
Like, Brad's like, "Oh, Carrie, have you heard about the duet with Blake and Ashley Madison, blah, blah, blah. Oh, I think that's you're talking about something else." And he ends up going, and they're like doing a singing bit about this. And says, "We don't have to be lonely at farmersonly.com. Bored with your wife and your sister too? Your cheating side will tell on you, Josh Duggar." Oh. And then...
That's great.
Didn't even try to hide it.
No.
Yeah, no, didn't even try and hide it. And then, who is it? Amy Duggar, who's married to...
Amy's the mom, isn't it?
She's a cousin, right?
Amy Duggar's a cousin?
No, I think Amy Duggar is one of the sisters.
Okay. They all have J names.
Oh, that's right.
Amy's a cousin, I believe.
So Amy, there is an Amy Duggar who is married to a guy named something King, which I don't...
Nope, I can't find it. Go on.
I don't know. But, Dylan King. Amy Duggar and Dylan King. So she is a Duggar, not one of the, 20 baby Duggars or whatever.
They're 19.
And 19. Oh, that's right. And her husband... took a clip of the, video, posted on Instagram, was like, "Whoa, Brad Paisley, you're the man, best thing, #best thing ever." Whoa. But then later deleted it, and she, Amy Duggar, tweeted, "Whoa, Brad Paisley, wasn't expecting that, laughy face emoji," and then next tweeted, "Laughing hysterically." Family drama, so they think it's pretty funny to poke fun at it.
Yeah, I think.
You should think it's.
There's
not
also
okay.
It's also possible that they think "Oh, time has passed now. Let's make jokes and pretend it wasn't that bad."
True. They don't understand what's considered too soon.
Yeah. It's too soon for them, but not too soon for us.
Yeah, that's a bold joke, though, even for...
It's a bold joke for them to laugh
CMAs.
at their own family.
Yeah, that's funny.
I bet you they have so much family drama now. It's too bad the cameras aren't rolling.
Oh, Amy Duggar is Jim Bob's niece, who's married to Dylan King.
Okay.
Traditional relationship that would piss off Jim Bob and Michelle. Thank you, Joseph.
Thanks, Joseph. Speaking of Joseph, let's head into predictions.
And now, your AFTERBUZZ TV.
Oh gosh, do I have any?
Predictions.
So all we see in the trailer is that baby Noah's missing from the park.
Yes.
Which, whoever tweeted at me that clearly I took the baby, hilarious. Absolutely hilarious. No, because I wouldn't know what to do with it. Gross.
Gross.
Ew.
Babies.
Babies are yucky.
Gosh.
But I had a prediction, remember?
Yeah.
Yes.
What did Joseph say that made me have a prediction? Oh, that this is something related to Dodds.
Dodds will be
affected.
Dodds took the baby.
No.
Just kidding.
My prediction is, because you guys are talking about the little brother who's a F-up.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think Dodds' little brother was kidnapped when he was a child.
Oh. When did you come up with that? Like just now?
Just when
that comment came up.
That comment came up. That was my prediction. You guys can check off your notes.
I was actually thinking you were going to go with that he kidnaps.
Why would he kidnap her baby?
We don't know anything about the brother. We don't know anything about Dodd's brother.
Dodd's brother.
Yeah.
I thought you were going to say Dodd's
no.
brother. Why would he do that?
No, Dodd's brother.
I when Joseph said that, that's where my mind went to. Not that specifically, but I was like, something happened to the Dodds family. Like
they lost a kid.
When someone was a kid and something bad happened, and they either lost him or just had a traumatic, situation. After
I don't care for. I don't care about next week.
My prediction is I think this might be a two-parter.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. I don't
they
think
rarely do that. That would be cool.
I don't think they're going to complete it in one episode because I don't think it'll be very satisfying. Like, baby Noah's gone, and then we found him at the end.
What do you think about this might happen, but it would be awful if that was just like the first 10 minutes. Is like right? Like it's a completely different story.
Sneak.
Yeah, like that's how
tease.
It starts. And then she finds him, and he's just
like behind a slide.
Yeah, like he was hiding. Right?
Wow.
And then
that'd be a great parody video.
And then she finds him, and then like she gets a call, and there's an actual story. What if that could be?
That would be really funny.
It would be. It reminds me of the way they used to do trailers for reruns of episodes. So I used to watch this show a lot, and not that I don't now, but so they used to do like NBC would air reruns, I think on Friday nights or on Saturday nights, and so they would do a trailer, and it's an episode that you already saw, so they had to recut it to make it seem like it's a different story.
Oh,
so like
they would into watching it.
Yeah, they trick you into watching it. Like I already saw this one.
Dang it! It's not a new one.
That said, as soon as I see a person, like a person from the case, I go, I know who did it.
I don't think it's gonna be one of those.
That would be so funny.
I would be like, no.
That would be really funny, but and I would love to see that, but I don't think
that's what they're doing.
I would feel like SVU dropped it.
Well, because the trailer was literally just her going...
I do wish there was more to it, for sure. But I wonder if maybe they have a connection to baby Noah's past. I mean, I know the dad is, like, gone, but what if there's something... Maybe what if the trafficking ring emerges again?
Oh, I hated that ring. It was so confusing.
Yeah. I mean, that went on for quite a while.
Yeah, it got real complicated, though.
Well, I think it's going to be something related to past
with
case.
Baby Noah.
Because who else would want...
Or potentially with Benson. It may not be related to baby Noah directly, but it could be related to Benson, and that's the way of getting at her.
Yeah. It could be. I mean, there was the episode where they made fake DNA and, like, framed her for murders, and then it turned out that the reason he framed her was because in interrogation she was like, you're gonna get raped in jail, and then he did, and he thought that she sent people after him. By the way, guys, I can tell you the plot of pretty much every episode.
She can.
Yeah,
she can.
That's why I was so embarrassed that I couldn't remember Caleb Bryant.
You are your own SVU Wikipedia.
Yeah.
And ours.
Yeah, that's why I'm here.
I think that now that Rollins is on bed rest, baby daddy's gonna reemerge.
He's busy on Gotham.
Oh, is he really right now?
Yeah.
Like, actually busy?
Yeah.
But he can still, like, pop in real quick.
He's like a big old character on Gotham.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be honest. I really want Gotham to kill him off so he can come back to SVU.
Well, he might just... I'm still gonna say he's gonna come back in the next, let's see, 3 weeks. Okay. Bold prediction. We're gonna see him swoop in.
I think we'll see him before the winter hiatus.
Yeah.
We'll definitely
because I think she's going to have the baby before that on TV.
Right. TV baby.
Yeah, the TV baby. She's had the real baby.
If it's anything according to my prediction, there is no baby.
Yeah. I'm surprised she's not, like, going to give him up. You know, that surprised me that she would keep it.
There's still a
month or so?
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess we don't know for sure, but she's like a strong, independent woman with a good job.
No, I know.
She also
She
has
can do
financial
it.
debt.
She had some doubts this week, but she can do it.
I know she can.
I like that. You're cheering her on.
All right, guys. Thank you so much for joining us, everybody.
Or maybe she'll just give her baby to live because baby Noah's
gone. Okay. Okay. We've got off the deep end. Thank you for joining us. I'm going to wrap this up. Ladies, why don't you tell people where they can find you during the week and tweet at you that your predictions are either amazing or done.
Yes, you can find me on Twitter at Isabelle Do and Instagram at Isabelle.do. Yep. So tweet everything.
Yeah.
Yeah. You guys can find me on Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, YouTube at Lauren Salaun. Everywhere.
Yeah, you guys both Snapchat like crazy.
We do. Oh,
I need to follow you on Snapchat.
Yes, Isabelle.do Snapchat.
Calm down.
I can't wait. I'm so excited.
You can find me online at Yael.tv. That's YAEL.tv. There you'll find all the other after shows I do here at AfterBuzz, which is a lot, including Doctor Who, Grimm, The Librarians, Finding Carter, this one. Also, I'm available online on Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, Google Plus at Yael Tygiel. That's YAELTYGIEL.
She's wearing the necklace. Right
I am wearing the necklace. And we will see you here 4 o'clock Thursdays for more SVU next week. Bye.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
The expressed herein are those of the hosts only, do not necessarily reflect the views.
They did. Please skip this. Done.
From executive producers
The views
Maria
expressed herein are those
Menounos,
of the hosts
Kevin
only, do not
Undergaro,
necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.